This is Gary Atensi with CNTV, and today we're in Denver, Colorado. We are here at Ink Monster. For over a decade, they have been providing extensive in-house marketing through graphic design and print, providing for a nation as well as local client. I'm here with the founder. Thanks for joining us here, Reed. Let me ask you something. You began this company now over a decade. Obviously, the company's been growing. You're in a beautiful facility now. Share with me how this got started with you and what got you involved in this industry.
Really, it was a hobby of mine originally. I was from New York, and I moved here to have a change of lifestyle and live in Colorado and snowboard and have fun and enjoy everything Colorado has to offer. And I started doing this on the side as a hobby. And then it just really started to take off. We have a nice little niche here, kind of a niche that nobody else has in Denver, even nationwide. And it just started to explode even through the recession.
That is fantastic. Speaking of the recession, why do you think consumers should really be concerned about their branding out there, making sure their name's out there, possibly today more than ever before, even 15, 20 years ago?
It's a great question. Really, it's to separate themselves from all the competition. There are industries in this community, as Denver's growing so rapidly, that are just saturated and flooded. And really, there are a lot of people who do some great quality work out there, but no one knows they exist. So it's really important that you separate your brand from everybody else and let people know that you're out there.
Let them know that you're out there. Obviously, consumers, they see messages everywhere. They see them on cars, they see them on buildings. But many times, it's not only the message that they're reading, but the quality of that work really says something about that company as well.
Absolutely, I agree 100%. So as far as Ink Monster goes, we've been developing a brand. We're not just a print design shop that develops brands for other people. We're the only company like us in our industry who have developed a lifestyle brand right alongside the services we provide for others. So, in this way, we can showcase just a little bit how we do it, and we can show people that, hey, you can do this with your company as well.
Wonderful. I mean, I look around here, I'm pretty much surrounded by artists, possibly some geeks. We're talking about 20 plus years of combined experience under one roof here. Quite honestly, you've gained a reputation of being able to take on some projects that a lot of other company productions would maybe pose a problem for.
Yes, like you said, there are a lot of artists and geeks around here, and that's my main priority. Every single employee here is an artist first. Whether they have a degree or they've just been doing it for a really long time. And that's one of the things that separates us from all the other shops, is that we're very creative and artistic based. So, and we maximize and utilize the technology that's out there. When you walk around the shop, you're gonna see some really fancy computers that our designers use, and that keeps us ahead of the game.
Excellent. One of the things I notice here is a lot of companies out there say no job is too small or too large, and with you guys, it's really true. I mean, you guys are known for large-scale printing here. Share with me some of the applications you've been able to do around.
Yeah, that's a great question. Denver is such a great community, and we work with so many startups, mom and pops, medium-sized businesses, and some of our biggest clients are nationwide and international. So we've gotten to do 100-foot building wraps and helicopters and giant trade show projects, all the way down to bottles, labels for bottles, or something, maybe somebody's store hours on the front of their establishment, their brick and mortar. So it's just really challenging and really exciting to be able to work in so many different aspects.
Absolutely. Like you say, from a bottle on a table all the way up to a helicopter, a motorcycle, vehicles, tour buses, boats, you name it, you guys do it all there.
Yeah, and as the business is maturing, now we're going into commercial and residential decor, hotels and restaurants, museums, and doing a lot of large-scale projects in that realm.
One of the places I notice that companies are really concerned about their image is that in a trade show. Obviously, the trade show, many times the consumer is the first time seeing a business, also business to business. What are you able to provide for trade shows?
Pretty much the whole thing. We can design the construction. We can provide all the structures, all the graphic design of your booth, all the printing and installations of that booth, regardless of the size. And that's just one of the products that we provide for our clients. So what I've tried to create and what the company has matured into over the past decade is a one-stop shop. All inclusive. You don't have to go to 3 or 4 different companies to get what you need. You can get everything here at Ink Monster.
Touch on that a little bit more. Let's talk about that because it is true. We're talking about, like you said, foremost, they're artists. So they obviously have a design team. Then you're able to print here. You're able to provide the production here and even the installation. Is that right?
Correct. That is correct.
Why is that important for a consumer out there really to be able to take care of it all in one place?
Well, it's just the fluidness of your brand, the consistency of everything we're doing, and consistency is really, really important. So, and it's just a matter of the project management of everything you have to do. So many marketing firms and ad agencies, and just companies that use our services, they don't have the time or the energy. They have so much going on with running their business. They don't need to spend their time sourcing all of these different things to several different companies. So that's why my main goal over the years was to bring everything in-house.
Excellent. So we're talking about the clients out there have a go-to guy, a dedicated person that's going to be able to take care of them. One of the things that I see out here is the fact that you obviously have great technology. You got printers in the back. Share with me a little bit about that technology, how you're able to hit basically on time, on budget.
So I'll start with the machines we use for graphic design. They're all the top of the line Macintosh Towers and Mac Pros. We use Cintiq tablets to design on. So all my artists are actually hand drawn in Illustrator, vector graphics, original artwork for our clients. We upgrade our machines every couple of years, so we trade in our old ones and get brand new ones every 2 years to make sure we're staying on top of the game with the fastest, highest resolution, best printing equipment out there. We only use the finest, highest quality materials. And then our installers are trained by me. And I started off as an installer 10 years ago, and that's what got me into all of this. So I have some experience there, and I train those guys to be the best of the best.
Absolutely. One of the things, we're out and about in Denver all the time. I imagine I've seen some of your work out there. We did an interview briefly before at Biker Jim's, one of his locations there. I've seen some of the wall art there. Tell me how you got involved with that.
Well, Biker Jim, I've been eating there since they opened their first brick and mortar location. I'm friendly with those guys over there. And Denver's a small community. Sure. We don't advertise. We don't really do any traditional forms of marketing. We do a lot of untraditional forms of marketing. But then they came to us and they knew that we had a good reputation for quality. And now we're working on their second location down in Highlands Ranch.
Now, like you said, we came to you as well. We sought you out. We basically wanted to tell the success story out there. You have some local favorites that you work with, obviously clients, but also a large nationwide client base that really put their trust basically with their brand.
Yeah, it's great. Everything from, we just did a job for the Video Music Awards for MTV out in California. We do some stuff for them in New York as well. It's great, it's something that I didn't expect to go nationwide, but logistically it works out great, and we're actually looking to start opening more satellite locations in the states that we are most prominent in. California, New York, Texas, Utah, and Georgia are most of the states that we do a lot of work in.
Great success story. Viewers, take a look at the bottom of the screen right there. What you're going to see is their website. On the website, first of all, you can take a look a little bit at their team out there, all the different types of services. We've only touched on a few of them. We're talking about an extensive in-house marketing program they have here that basically, if you've got a logo, a design, they can print it. I mean, quite honestly, if it's not breathing, they can wrap it. And that's pretty much what they're known for over here. Let me ask you this. Where does it all begin? How important is that first consultation with the client?
It's very important. Even if you don't have a logo or design, that's why you come to us. Step one, we develop brands. So step one is having that consultation meeting and really trying to get in the head of the person who's starting a brand or a company. they're heavily involved in the process all along the way. There are lots of companies that don't really involve the client as much as it's needed, but you're developing somebody's child, their baby, something that they're putting their heart and soul and everything that they've worked so hard over the years for. So we make sure that we ask a lot of questions, and then it just doesn't end there. That one consultation meeting isn't the only one. We are making sure that client is heavily involved every step of the way.
Wonderful. Obviously, you chose Denver here to come out, have a little fun. Yeah. Hopefully, you're getting some of that in as well. Yes. One of those areas is you're now getting known for a signature yearly party events that you guys put on. Mm-hmm. How important is it giving back to Denver?
So that's one of our untraditional forms of marketing, and a way to give back to the community. And it's not just one event. Actually, we have 3 branded events. Free for All is a concert that we do every year. The Poolside Summer Series, which won Best Pool Party in Denver 2 years in a row, so that's great. And then we have our Sticky Situation art show. And that's what I'm really focusing on, just because it's so creative. And we took our brick wrap applications that we use commercially and residentially, and it's an invite show. We have artists that come in from all over the world, and we do it now in Denver is our 4th year. New York is our 2nd year. We just finished that show last month, great success, and we'll be doing it in Miami for Art Basel, December 3rd through the 7th. So that's a really, really exciting move for this show, and it's the largest art exhibition in the world, so we're excited to be a part of it.
That is fantastic, and obviously we spoke a lot about vehicle wraps, your branding moving across the city out there, but you guys are also known for doing some great wall murals. We're talking about interior decor, the whole 9 yards. It doesn't matter how big it is.
No, it doesn't matter, and that's what keeps this job really exciting. It makes me want to get out of bed every day. After 10 years of doing this, it's not boring. It's exciting every single time. Every project's different, every client is different, every challenge is different, from a small artist reproduction to somebody who wants to do, a 60-foot mural on the side of their building, or, we just did something for the Museum of Contemporary Art, and we just did a full 4-wall mural for them. And again, that just makes it really creative and exciting, and working with good people.
You have found your passion, and that's how it began, with something you did on the side, something you enjoyed, and now you're basically passing that across the nation. That's fantastic. Viewers, last time, take a look at the bottom of the screen right there. Once again, you're going to see their contact information right there. You're going to see a great portfolio. Right now, we're actually scrolling across the screen right there. Many of the business clients that they have out there nationwide that have put their trust into Ink Monster. You're going to take a look at some testimonials there on the website. Check them out on any of the social media. They do them all. We're talking about Twitter, Facebook, everything. They'll keep you apprised of a lot of the fun art out there that people are putting across Denver. Quite honestly, this is a company that began rather small. They're growing quickly, much faster even than the founder would ever imagine. But they want to basically earn your trust. They earn your business with good old-fashioned hard work. This is Gary Atencia with CNTV. And if you don't know, now you know.
Canine Rehabilitation and Conditioning Group leads the industry of animal rehabilitation, and our caring team will help your dog or cat to feel stronger, move better, and get back into the game of life. Our rehabilitation experts are leading the industry of restoring quality of life to geriatric, injured, overweight, post-operative, and neurological or otherwise compromised dogs through physical therapy and integrative veterinary approaches.
Medical Massage International provides the public with independent, competent healthcare practitioners through the art of massage. We train therapists to last and sustain a career beyond our school by entering them into the medical world of massage. Establishing core values within our students to bring out the best in themselves is our goal. You too can join this diverse group of therapists to thrive in the medical massage world.
This is Gary Atensi with CNTV, and today we're in Denver, Colorado. We're at CNTVe. Since 2010, they have been providing and helping companies to drive business success through their people, both locally and worldwide. I'm here with the managing partner, Peter. Let me start off first of all. 2010, the company was founded, but quite honestly, their history, their roots go back all the way to 1998. Share with us how the company got started and what got you involved with them.
I was tired of being in corporate America, and I'm coming from an engineering background, and one of the things that I've seen is that there are many people who are, as you put a little while ago, starving artists. They're geniuses at their trade. The whole problem of sales and connecting with the community and getting your message out there, getting your sale out there was a struggle for a lot of folks. So built a business around helping those people sell whatever it is that they do.
And the folks that are selling are their people. Obviously, I don't care what kind of company they have, sales take place, be it tech companies, you've got products, you've got services, manufacturing. Are successful businesses out there understanding that their investment in people is still of great concern for their success?
I think the economy's helped us. Over the last 4 years, 5 years, since 2008, we had a couple of economic dips. And what people considered, maybe took for granted, took for a foregone conclusion that if they put up a good product, it was going to sell itself. I think the tough economy told them, hey, I'm going to have to work at this. I'm going to have to understand it. I'm going to have to learn it. So, yeah, people are beginning to understand. They have to make an investment, and they have to be deliberate about going out to the market with a clear message and connecting with those potential customers and really driving them through a process of buying their products.
Many different products, services you've helped with out there, just as different as the people in the organization. Obviously, you're sharing some universal solutions with these companies, but is it the customized approach that you take with each company that really gains the success that you have?
One of the things we found is that every person, every company and every person has a different hang-up when it comes to connecting with another person and influencing them, persuading them, selling to them. We work from a very customized base of material. So we have a framework of material, but each person, we think, brings to us the context within which we work. So if we're working with an engineer, the types of struggles they'll have will be very different from if we're working with an IT consultant, a small business owner that's doing advertising or whatever else. And in each situation, we'll customize perhaps some consulting, some coaching, some training, and perhaps some assessments and things of that nature to help their business.
Speaking of the training, where does this training take place? Are we talking about workshops on the work site or a little bit of each?
It's a mix. So, with our international clients, a lot of times it's virtual over a webinar. We have some clients where you'll have a local base, where they're here in Denver in this very room, and they might have a few people attend virtually, and then we have situations where we'll go on site, and we've gone on site in 6 of 7 continents.
Executives within companies anymore, sometimes they're focusing so much on their product or their service that they tend to overlook, if you will, kind of the interactions between their own people and making sure that they've got the right people on the front lines.
People are confused about it. They're not exactly sure what the formula is going to be to make their business successful. So I think the first myth is that you can just hire a good salesperson and everything will be fixed, right? And you do that a couple of times, you realize through failures that this isn't going to work that way. Then you hire a good person that understands your business, your industry, but they don't know sales, and that doesn't work either. And we're trying to bring both that industry knowledge, usually what we're working with is somebody who's an expert in the industry, and bring to them the sales skills so that they can be successful at moving a product out into the market.
You've got a company out there, they know they need a sales force, they understand the importance. Are there certain things they should have in place before they even start out that road?
They got to know what they're selling. It sounds funny, but a lot of companies really have a shotgun approach to business. They know they have a good product. It's the old adage, they've got a hammer and everything looks like a nail, so their message is not real clear. And before you can make a really good sales strategy, you've got to decide who is it that we are, what is it we're going to sell, how are we going to serve our client, and once you have that, then you can build a sales strategy around it.
Are you able to provide executive consulting as well as training, but also within groups and individuals also?
Yeah, usually it's either one-to-one or small group up to maybe 25 people in a group for the training types of engagements. We do some speaking engagements, so that's a little different. It's a little more try to set a message for somebody at a keynote speech within a sales conference. But most of the work we do is very close, personal, smaller group, 25 people and below, and then a lot of top-level executive coaching.
Keynote presentations, I know, is one facet of something that you provide out there. We've all gone to a keynote presentation before, maybe picked up a few ideas. Quite honestly, based on the testimonials that are out there of feedback that you have received, you've got folks using words like real-world results, unconventional solutions, you've got eye-opening experiences. Is this really what separates what you provide out there?
You know, what we're trying to draw upon with people is really take their passion, their authenticity, and wrap that around a strategy where they can feel good about going to market and really blowing their own horn about what it is they do, but not feel as if they've sold their soul to selling, right? They haven't become a used car salesperson. They're really just trying to communicate what it is they're trying to accomplish and harnessing a lot of the passion of these smart folks that are out there doing great things.
A good salesperson, quite honestly, is somebody who has passion and just educates the person on the other side of the table what they're passionate about.
Absolutely. Finds a common ground and educates, and I'd add one thing, listens. Really understands the person they're trying to work with, understands what they're trying to accomplish, and then finds the way that the solution they're offering intermingles with the problem that the customer is suffering. At that point, it's a very natural process if you're really helping a person solve a problem.
You believe that successful solutions are basically measured in tangible changes. And so really, obviously, you're looking for results. Companies you work with are looking for results. How are you able to track that?
It varies. A lot of times, if we're doing a program for a very large company that's global, it's tracked by the fact that people are actually coming back to classes, using the material, asking questions, seeking coaching, because they must be getting some form of value out of that. On a smaller company, we're tracking it purely by the bottom line numbers. Are they selling products? Are they moving through the sales process? Are they capturing new customers, and are those customers happy?
Really sounds like you're kind of changing the mindset, changing behaviors, developing leadership, and understanding the sales process is something that is a friendly environment that you should be able to go into successfully.
You keyed off of a very important word to us, and that's the mindset. A lot of people look at the selling problem and the problem of engaging new customers from the wrong perspective. And a lot of what we're trying to do is change that mindset, have you see the situation a little bit differently, and work much more in a collaborative, consultative, win-win method where you can drive sales very aggressively, grow sales very aggressively, and yet never feel as if you've sacrificed your integrity in the process because you're always focused on the customer's needs.
Obviously, the folks out on the front line is what you're basically known for. What about all the way throughout through the environment of the community, the organization? Are these people all really benefiting, be it the front line or even the guys on the back?
You know, what we're really known for is the back end. We do a lot of sales training, but we do more, probably in a ratio of about 1 to 10, working with engineers, working with consultants. So many of these people live their lives face-to-face with customers, and they have no skills around selling. And so even if your job is to do something very technical at the customer site, when you show up, there's an expectation that you're going to behave a certain way, you're going to interact a certain way, and if the boss of the customer comes down to you and says, I want this right now, you have to know how to drive that dialogue in a productive manner, get through whatever the hang-ups are, and get to a productive outcome. And a lot of these folks just aren't well equipped. You know, you take an engineer or a consultant who spent their life fixing problems, that's a very difficult and awkward conversation to have without the tools that we provide.
What about when communication breaks down within conflict resolution? Is that something you guys can help with as well?
We do. We've been called into a couple of situations where we're working purely internally. So you'll have an IT department working with the business department, and there's stress and there's friction and there's not a lot of productivity between the two. Working on that communication gap that might exist, how to break down the barriers, how to build the relationships, how to make departments work with one another, because the truth is all of us sell, regardless of our role. Our customer may be another employee of the same company, but we still need to get our value delivered to them in a manner that they'll accept and use and be productive with it.
Folks, take a look at the bottom of the screen right there. What you're going to see is their website. On the website, you're going to get a clear history of this company that's been around for many years. Quite honestly, they've worked with corporations across the globe. They also have sizes of companies that they can deal with. But no matter what, they understand the importance of being able to make it accessible, that basically the selling process takes place, and not only that, but in a way that is comforting and understandable for those that are doing it. Check out the testimonials out there as well. They've got some blogs, and check them out on LinkedIn. That's actually where we found them. They have some great information out there as far as what's going on within your company. Last thing I'm going to bring you to, and that is the name. Share with me how the name came about. It's CNTVe. How does that break down?
I was afraid you might ask this. So there's some truth about names these days in companies, and so we were changing the name. The name of the company was just my surname. We were trying to find a name that was a little more universal. The word came from 3 key words: synergy, intuition, and acuity. We're trying to build synergy in companies. We're trying to build intuition and acuity around sales within the individuals.
Excellent. Last time, viewers, take a look at the bottom of the screen right there. You'll see their contact information right there. You'll also see the website. Basically, reach out to a company that's been here since 2010. They have a history and roots that started many years before that. And just remember, it is CNTVe, People, Transformation, Impact. This is Gary Atencio with CNTV. And if you don't know, now you know. Until next time, if you know of a business who you feel the whole city should know about, nominate them, we'll send a reporter out. This is Gary Atencio from CNTV, and if you don't know, now you know.